clear. We think the design on the left, the original Korean design that's print unaltered, basically took as is without even putting their logo, is the way to go. This phone feels much better in hand than the AT&T. It's less wide, it just looks better, and of course the other thing that, and this is more of an LG, perhaps an AT&T thing, is these camera pods. Why make them different? It seems like it would be easier to have the same kind of design where the camera is in a pod and maybe make the pod a little thinner for the 8 megapixel camera. Again, not quite sure what the thought process was here. But you know, when LG makes a flagship like this, they really have to try to convince the carriers to leave it alone and to have a consistent design language despite differences in cameras, essentially even not have two cameras, just have one, so that you have a flagship. So that's basically it as far as these two. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I'd like to show you again the Korean model versus some of the competition, so you have a point of reference in terms of look and feel. Let's pull out the HTC One X here. It is one of our favorite phones. You can immediately see there's a slight difference in brightness on the display, but other than that, they look very good. Both of them are very colorful, you know, beautiful displays in their own right with very good white balance, really nice blacks, you know, nothing to complain about. It's only when you start doing this that things fall apart for LG. Do you see the viewing angles? How somehow it just gets darker and darker, whereas HTC's phone just remains absolutely beautiful. I mean, if you bring up a black background, for example, if I go into my Twitter client, which is a black background, you know, you go there, and you'll notice that there's no floatiness here on the LG phone. I mean, it just doesn't happen. The icons here on, let me just bring up both apps identically so you can really see what I'm talking about. I have them both installed, so it should be really easy. So if I go like this, and I show you both apps, now again, the HTC is a little brighter, but look at the viewing angles, right? Other than the switching directions, look at the viewing angles. Instantly, the LG just loses out. And this is odd because LG makes their own display, their own battery, and their own camera module for this phone. We would have expected them to sort this out. So anyway, this is what they look like in the front and in the back. So very similar dimensions, of course. Looking at them from the side is going to be a very different experience, right? The One X has got that kind of curvy design, whereas the LG is a slab. It's really quite a polarizing design. I actually really like the slab design of the LG. So let's bring up another phone, shall we? Let's bring up the mighty Galaxy S3. Everybody loves this phone, so we might as well go for it. Very popular phone. Again, you can see the viewing angle thing very clearly here. Better viewing angles on the Galaxy S3. Also slightly brighter display with default settings. But other than that, again, similar dimensions. You know, you've got what they look like in the back here. And then I'll do the thickness in a second. Let's see, like this. So this is what they look like thickness-wise. You can see again, much more pebbly, curvy, nature-like design from Samsung, and much more slab-like design from LG. And you know, it's not surprising, but we'd like to think we like this design. This is very elegant. It's, you know, understated. It just feels so great in hand. Looks really amazing. The fit and finish, the build quality, and this applies to all three phones, is really superb. You feel like it's a solid block of technology in your hand. It's no flex, nothing. This is like state-of-the-art design. We really dig this. We think that this with better software, and again, here's the Nexus idea comes again, would be really fantastic. So let me quickly walk you around some software stuff, because obviously You know, LG's customized this phone. So you can do things like, you know, the usual, rearranging icons like that. You can also add icons to this bottom bar up to 5, like I just did that here, and then move it back. So this is pretty standard. Adding things to the screen here, this is how you do it. It's not done from the app tray. So, you know, you have your downloads, your widgets, etc. And you can add, like, you know, say I want to put on Tutu here, you know, same good old stuff that you're used to on other phones. Let me remove that. So, other thing you can do is in the tray, if you bring up the tray, you can do the same thing. You can push this little button here, and you're in edit mode, so now I can rearrange things. Actually, I did it wrong. Hang on a sec. Let me show you that again. So if I click on this button, you can see the checkbox now, and I can actually rearrange. There's a way to sort these, obviously. So, you know, that's some of the customization, but it removes the app, etc. So that's some of the stuff. You have the notification tray here. Let me just really quickly clear it. The notification tray has these shortcuts. They're really useful. I can put it in airplane mode. I can turn on and off Wi-Fi and hotspot and other things. It's editable. You can change this. So, like, for example, if I want to add something here, I can add Bluetooth. And so it goes now at the bottom here, Bluetooth, and it appears at the end now, as you can see here. So I'm just going to remove that. Go back to the way it was. Notice there's a yellow tinge here on the screen. This is actually a defective screen, and I've pinged LG about this and let them know. It just looks like it has a bit of yellow tinge on white when you look at white colors. It's a bit unfortunate, but the other two don't have it. The unit that I used in Korea when I was visiting for the launch of this phone didn't have any issues either. So I think it's just an unusual one-off kind of problem. As you can see, it's super snappy. These phones are incredibly fast, really good battery life too. We got about 8 hours and 40 minutes of video loop playback on all three of these roughly. The Sprint one was a bit shorter, like almost a bit short of 8 hours. But basically, incredible performance, incredible battery life. Despite this running Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0.4, it feels like I'm running Jelly Bean on, you know, a Galaxy Note 2. It is so fast. It's so amazing. Let me show you browsing the web, maybe with the built-in web browser. Bring up, you can see here it was running SunSpider and Gadget. And I'm on Wi-Fi connection because this phone only does GPRS in the US. And let me just bring up the full version of the website. So you get a feel for how fast this phone is. And this is just with default browser. I'm not using Chrome or anything. So yeah, I've loaded the page on a fast Wi-Fi connection. But look, I mean, everything is just instantaneous. There's no checkerboarding, nothing weird happening. Just, you know, instant everything. Just amazing speed. There's a bunch of other functionality that LG throws in. Let me show you one of them. Kill some apps here. Video player, their own video player supports this cool feature. So here, let me just put this in landscape. This is a very low res, like Quadro VGA or something. Lego Star Wars movie. So it's playing now, and I can push this button here. And what it does now is it overlays the movie on the phone anywhere. So I can, like, for example, you know, go back to surfing the web. And as you can see, I can change the opacity of this. So